All right, welcome back. We are still talking about how I think my sessions are different to a mainstream strength and conditioning class because I'm just training women. And probably one of the biggest tweaks I make is the only thing I ever ask between sessions in the gym is for the client to walk. That's it. Because my sessions are so specific to the issues and the circumstances that surround a modern woman's life, or maybe not a woman in my community's life. I just wanted to get outside, preferably in nature, and walk 30 minutes a day. That's it. But for the women I train, walking's actually achievable on a regular basis. Where coming to the gym or doing sprint intervals may not be as achievable or as enjoyable. There's a article that I've referenced when I put this up on the blog that shows 64% of women just don't enjoy exercise, and walking is usually a more enjoyable exercise. But it also carries massive bang for buck. I feel like I've talked about walking a lot, but walking can reduce your risk of dementia and the onset of dementia. Women are twice as likely to develop dementia in their lifetime, so it's vital to kind of get onto that early in life. I've got a bunch of courses actually on each of these points that I'll put in the comments. So if you want deeper information beyond walking of what you can do for these health conditions that affect more women than men, you can look there. Walking alone will lower cardiovascular risk, prevent heart disease, slow the onset of heart disease, and will also lower the risk of heart attack. Walking's been shown to be as effective as vigorous exercise, which means if they don't love flogging themselves, they genuinely don't have to. Sitting for long periods, on the other hand, very, very bad for cardiovascular risk. Walking can reduce the impact of weight gain influence of specific genes. So it can actually affect how your genes are expressed. So walking briskly for an hour a day has been shown to negate the genetic predisposition to gain weight. Whew. Just 15 minutes of walking will curb sugar cravings because of the way it affects your hormones, and it will also reduce the amount you eat when you do give in to the sugar craving. Now, this is especially important for a woman's luteal phase because she's less sensitive to insulin, which means her blood sugar fluctuations are much larger. Actually, during menopause, there's an issue with insulin sensitivity as well. And then that's compounded if the woman is also diabetic, has heart disease already, or is sort of inching towards metabolic syndrome. Any kind of physical activity will reduce the risk of breast cancer, but walking especially reduces the risk when the woman is overweight or using hormone therapies. Walking will reduce arthritis-related joint pain. It'll boost your immune system. It's as effective as an antidepressant for treating depression. Equally as effective as pharmaceuticals. Walking is also one of the most accessible forms of exercise for women. So when we're looking at barriers to exercise and organised sport and gyms, walking comes like head and shoulders above them when it comes to there being fewer barriers in the way for a woman to access that kind of activity. So for that reason, only 4% of women participate in team sports, but 64% of women will walk regularly. So if all I'm asking is something that's very easy to do that they may or may not be doing anyway, it's very easy for my clients to feel successful at what they're doing. And that's, probably almost as important as being successful. But for these reasons and the sheer accessibility of walking, that is all I ask. The only homework, unless there's something else that brings them joy. So the rules go out the window. If it brings them joy, they can play netball, they do whatever they like, they can flog the shit out of themselves, it's fine. As long as it brings them joy. For the rest of them that don't enjoy exercise, walking.